So obviously then it's good news for ZF. The Indian market, as it looks at this moment, is booming, is at a new peak. We know that things all around the world are not as bright. Therefore, India is certainly a very bright spot for everyone, and also for us as ZF. Technology is changing, and it is probably in conjunction with that thought that government has brought in Bharat mobility, and that's the reason why we're meeting here today. And what we have tried to do here is project one ZF, because as ZF we have deep inroads in many fields. There are component manufacturers all around, but as ZF we have strong position in passenger car. We have a very strong position in commercial vehicles. We have a strong position in construction equipment, off highway, material handling, etc. And of course then also very special in India, the windmill transmission business. So I think a combination of that in all areas is showing a good growth for us. And then coming to your question on the technology play. I think till now the normal ICE technology has played itself, and the products have been fairly basic. You and me also in our earlier meetings have been talking of how this trend is changing. And what we see now is that the pressure to change comes from all directions. We see that the government is putting in new norms in place. Those new norms are, whether it is an ADAS on lane changing, or it is ESC, or any other active or passive or efficiency requirement which the government is putting in, it actually is leading to bringing the technology close to the developed markets in the world of Europe and US. And therefore it means that ZF, being the third largest global automotive component manufacturer, our relevance in India becomes quite high. So since everyone now wants to move from basic technology either on brakes or on clutches or on steering systems or on transmissions or on axles, etc., etc. So we can become a normal part of this. What is good for us is that with a base of already 18 factories in India with over 16,000 people, and with a widespread range of making components and digitized products out of India for our customers in India, for our customers abroad, and for the other 170 plus plants of ZF, we are in a good position to be part of this growth story of India. So what are we doing on the technology change? I think our electronic parking brake or our cubic software, which on a chassis mounted on any product will maintain a good balance on talking to all other aggregates, or our IT solutions, etc. There are all fields in which we have a role to play. So I think from our side we are trying to see how in the passenger car market or in the truck market or the bus market or off-highway market, we can give integrated solution to our customers. And therefore when you will go around the booth here, you will also see that there could be a platform of products, and two of them could be for passenger cars, two of them could be for commercial vehicles, and so on and so forth. And I think that this kind of a capability in India today, very few companies can offer, and ZF is one of them. I think all areas in India are growing, but I think keeping in mind our current position in India, we currently have a very strong position in the commercial vehicle segment. Then comes our foothold on the off-highway segment. And then comes our foothold on the passenger car segment. So on the commercial vehicle segment, where on the components we make, whether on the brake side or clutch side or steering side or axle side, etc. In most of our products, we have 85-90% market share with OEMs.
Okay, with OEM.
Yeah, we'd like to keep that.
Okay.
But on the passenger car segment, as I told you, and you know that 40% of the Indian car market was less than 4 meters, which means very basic in nature. But as you know, since 2022, the SUVs have taken over the normal smaller cars. That means that in passenger car there is a movement towards modern products in cars and therefore modern technology. And that will make us quite relevant there. So our big breakthroughs as we see for ourselves will be on the passenger car segment. Just a couple of months back, not even couple of months back, December, we announced that we are making a substantial investment in our off-highway business in making an extension to our plant in Coimbatore. So that will be ready by end of this year, where we will, for off-highway segment, for India as well as for the globe, make more transmissions and axles for our customers, especially in the construction equipment industry. Then already in the first half, you will see us announcing inauguration of our new plant, which I would not like to share today. Keep the good news for later. So I think we are very well invested, and every line has its own needs in India, because it's not that only one or two segments are growing, all segments are growing. But as I explained, keep our position in commercial vehicle and off-highway and seek big growth in the passenger car segment with modern technology coming in. It's an overall framework in a 3-year structure of about 600 plus crores, of which this is one part of the investment taking place. We have 10 technical centers, of which the largest is in Hyderabad, with 3,500 engineers there. I will not give out the secrets, but I can tell you that also from my recent visits there, I'm very proud of what we have there and in many other locations in India. So it's our own local engineers, as you rightly said, which are doing a lot of cutting edge technology, not only in the normal component field, but in digitization, in AI, and for international customers, all the big names in Europe, in US, on top of the things which are anyway happening for ZF globally. So we are in a regular expansion mode there. And the good thing about such centers is that we are not focused on one single area. Here is a workforce well trained to do engineering works across the segments for our different businesses across the world. And I think that we see a healthy growth for it. Also recently in a dialogue with Niti Aayog, the expansion which one is talking about is that not only in terms of component fields, but also in having more patents out of India, in having more technology done out of India, which is playing a role there. Steer by wire, brake by wire. I think these are technologies which probably we don't have in our current local products, but they're all done in India and made as engineering or project supplies to our customers around the world. So very naturally, well, that will come because it will all come here with the good highways we have now. That will also help us here for grow in future. I wouldn't call it future because those technologies are the need of the hour already in the developed world. If you go to Europe today, compared to India, the population of electric vehicles on road is much higher. So I think that you need these technologies already there in the products. And as you know that products are not autonomous, but they're semi-autonomous. In most of the passenger cars in the developed world, if you keep your hand on the handle and you feed in where you have to go, the car drives itself. So I think that of course there's future cutting edge work happen, but already most of these technologies are in use. And I think one of the things Niti Aayog is driving is higher exports out of India. And that's the dialogue we are in, because we export a lot out of India. A number of our plants are 100% export-oriented units going into global big names like BMW or Stellantis or etc., or Volvo, etc., etc.
Conventional as well as EVs or even gaseous fuels, hydrogen
No, I think-
is being talked about big time in Europe and
Yeah,
US.
I think the hydrogen is talked of, but its current applicability on road is low. That's more like a technology for the future. But normal IC, of course, but electric. I think these are two fields which are.
Hybrids and electrics.
That's right. So, I think for us also, our foreplay in India is very much not just based on ZF alone. There are a lot of places where we have partnerships. We have joint ventures, deep joint ventures with Rane Group, with Hero, with Somic. So I think depending on where is it best to be ourselves or where is it best to collaborate, as ZF we are quite open. Because we are looking at having sustainable products, we're looking at having modern products, and we want to contribute positively to the Atmanirbhar story and to make in India. So clearly, with 16,000 Indians working across the plants, we are a multinational, but we still consider ourselves very Indian. And that's the work we're looking forward, not only on domestic, but also very much on exports to come. Normally we don't give out those figures explicitly, but I think it's quite a good balance of both.
Okay.
Yeah. So export is also extremely important for us.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, out of our 18 plants, number of plants are 100% export-oriented units. Let's say for our windmill transmission, which are transmissions of 2 ton, 4 ton, 6 ton, 80-85% of the volume is exported. It's one of the largest windmill transmission facilities in the world.
Okay.
So then I'm not talking about ZF, I'm talking about everything combined together.
Okay.
In Coimbatore, it takes you 2 hours to walk through the plant. So, and it's cleaner than our kitchen. So very good, highly technical, excellent quality facility. So I think that is where also India is making a big difference. The quality of products made not only locally but given out to customers globally, to all the big names, they swear by the quality we produce here. So I think that is bringing a good change in India. Coming to Niti Aayog is wanting, as we hear, to ask us and bring policies which can expand this growth much faster. There is a challenge. Countries like Vietnam today export more than India. And if you look at the sizes of the two, so I think the government is very mindful of that fact, and we are getting a lot of dialogue and support from them to work on these lines. No, I think Mr. Holger Klein, or Dr. Holger Klein, was earlier head of Asia Pacific, including India. So I think he's a big supporter. Our current board member responsible for India, Professor Dr. Peter Lyer, has also many years of experience with India. So I think the support is very good. The challenge is always, should we localize first or should we wait for the volume? So that's for every. It's not a ZF story. It's for every OEM. It's for every component manufacturer. And I think we're working through that piece with good support from ZF globally.